Texas League Baseball is next. Texas League. And a good evening, everybody. We'd like to welcome you into our Texas League night on a Friday evening as we get set for this live broadcast. And now here is the star of the show, John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob. And one last time, turn down the speaker before you start talking because they don't want to hear echoes coming from the computer. Sorry, John, about that. Well, that's okay. Well, it is the fourth game of our six-game set between the visiting Corpus Christi Hooks and your San Antonio Flying Chanclas. Well, tonight is Flying Chancla Friday here at the ballpark, and so far, this one presented by our friends for $2 Fridays of Dr. Pepper all night long. So bring your collectible glass and get a $2 Dr. Pepper refill on us. Tomorrow we have post-game fireworks as missions will be back to their normal home white uniforms. And gotta say, pretty good on that as well. Sunday, we'll wrap up the series against Corpus Christi, 105, our first pitch. We stay home on Monday, as there will be no road travel. And then it's a Tuesday through Sunday next week against Frisco. So Frisco Rough Riders will be in town. Go online now at San Antonio Missions Baseball.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, follow the missions all season long with the First Pitch app and here on YouTube Live. And you can download that on any smartphone. Well, it's a cloudy night tonight as we are into our pregame show and do believe severe thunderstorm watch is right on San Antonio. Second time in a row that we are under a severe thunderstorm watch with rain in our forecast and might be a rainy one in a little bit, Bob. Yeah, I got to say, as we look off to the left-hand side of our window, boy, it's starting to cloud up really good. And tell you one thing, John, the ballpark could see some rain maybe in about 5 or 10 minutes from now. But if it's coming down, boy, I bet the players would love to play in the rain. Well, they do play in the rain, and plus it's just an exception if the rain is not heavy, or if it gets heavy, then we'll have to clear off the field and wait until the rain starts to lift. And that way, we think about player safety and how wet it gets out there on the base paths. And so far, we just want everybody to be safe during this time. But anyway, as we go through another evening, and we'll say that San Antonio lost their last three in this six-game set. On a Tuesday night, it was Corpus Christi winning 6-5. Corpus Christi winning Wednesday night 8-7. Last night it was 8-4. So Corpus Christi in a three-game winning streak. And tonight San Antonio could cut that off and win this one. And hopefully they might just do that. Well, I sure hope so, John. It's much needed here in San Antonio as they try to get in and try to make something happen here. And so far, hopefully they could do that. Well, hopefully they can. But anyway, as I said before, we just got to keep going, and hopefully we'll see what happens in this ball game here tonight. Well, John, I got to say, I think your hunch was right about the rain, and it is starting to come down right now here at the ballpark. And so far, I don't know if people love getting wet, but we're starting to see it. Okay. Well, the missions are about ready to take the field as the Flying Chanclas one more time this week, taking on Corpus Christi. And So far, severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 10 p.m. tonight. And we'll say heavy ones at times, and the storms could produce some large hail and strong winds. But anyway, for everybody's safety, we want to make sure that y'all are safe, and if you see lightning or hear thunder, then you're not far from being struck. But anyway, we're going to get right to our broadcast here this evening. And it's going to be raining in our broadcast, so anyway, what can we do? It's just going to be a little bit of rain, and not a bad idea on this Friday evening. And, so far, just one of those. But anyway, for our prep broadcast tonight, we welcome in West Creek Trail Rides, our proud San Antonio sponsor, and the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. Make sure you guys get your tickets at SanAntonioStockShowRodeo.com, and you are good to go. Well, about ready for the top of the first inning for Corpus Christi. As we'll bring you this one, and we'll be right back with our proud sponsors and our broadcasts. This one from Whataburger and our San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo and West Creek Trail Rides, Henry's Puffy Tacos, and many more proud sponsors. But anyway, we'll be right back as we take you down on the field. Well, our key starter in this one is Austin Krupp. What do we know, Bob? Well, got to say, John, the left-hander carries a four-seam slider, curveball, and a changeup. So that's going to be good for him here for the starter. Second baseman for Corpus Christi, Jesus Bastidas. As he comes in and he's set to go. Here's the first pitch by Krupp, and we are underway. That one down and in, one ball, and no strikes. San Antonio losing the last three of the 6-game set, and hopefully trying to come back and get something going. Line drive, and that is caught foul. As the first baseman, Castañon, intercepts it in foul grounds. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. That one is deep to right. Kai Murphy running after it makes the play for the out. And with that, let's give the visiting Corpus Christi starting lineups. As Bastidas, Baez, and Encarnacion being the leadoff three. Encarnacion, Williams, and Barber middle three. Cerny, Jaworski, and Lavastida will round out for Corpus Christi here tonight. Right fielder Luis Baez coming up now for the Hooks. And the pitch is a swing and a miss curveball. And the count now 0-1. Well, the rain is coming down here at the ballpark. And yes, starting to see water falling from the sky. First time of the season. But evidently, as of last night, severe weather tried to roll in, but it was not that bad. Yeah, I got to say, John, I thought the hail threat was going to get ugly, but evidently not. Well, right there, that's a leadoff base hit to the right fielder, Kai Murphy. So one out single continues this half inning. Here is Luis Encarnacion as he comes in. And the pitch. That is a swing and a miss right there. Four-seam fastball to the first baseman, Luis Encarnacion. Corpus Christi in their road grays with a blue only described in chest is the 0-1. And that one's going to be right there to DeVries. They give it to Acuna. Right there to Castañon. And they do not overturn a double play, but they force out the runner going to second. And so far, that was pretty good. So 2 away in this half inning. Here's the left fielder, Yulmall Encarnacion. So here is the pitch right there, down and in, slider, and it's 0-1. San Antonio wearing their flying chanclas with SA Missions home cap. I would say pretty good for the second night of flying chanclas. The last one until Thursday and Friday. And so far pretty good. That's up the center, and that's out number 3. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on for Corpus Christi as we head now to the bottom of the first inning, and it is no score through 1.5. We're back here for more as we bring you the bottom of the first for San Antonio when we come back. Bow set for the bottom of the first for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, here is a right-hander, Alonzo Treadwell, as he comes in for Corpus Christi. And what do we know, Bob? 4-seam, slider, curveball, and a changeup. Boy, the slider is his man's best friend, and gotta say he is ready to go here for the Hooks. Left fielder is Albert Fabian as he strides up first. And so far, pretty good. Here is the offering, and that's a code strike 1 on him. We're underway here in the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio. So pretty good on that. Here's the pitch. That one driven up to right. And the right fielder will intercept it for the out. With that, let's give the home team starting lineups. And Bob, losing the last 3 of this series, it's crucial that they try to get back a home victory tonight for the fans. Yeah, I got to say, John, it is really crucial to see something go on and hopefully see something really good. Well, here's the catcher, Ethan Salas, as he is the second batter for the San Antonio lineup. Well, we're going to give you the continuous lineup, and batting in center is Joshua Mears. He bats third. Marcos Castellon batting fourth, being the first baseman. Castellon at first. Right fielder today, Kai Murphy. Murphy in right. Cole Roederer, the designated hitter, will bat 6 for San Antonio. Roederer, the DH. Hot corner third baseman in the 7th spot, Yendry Rojas. He's tonight's cleaner.
The center fielder,
Cleanup batter, I should say. Batting eighth and second base is Francisco Acuna. And in shortstop is Leonidas DeVries. So Fabian Salas Mears will be the leadoff three. Castañon, Murphy, and Roederer will be the middle three. Rojas, Acuna, and DeVries will round out the batting order. That one hit high in the air up to left. That's going to get down, the base hit. Going to first, going to second, and that's going to be a two-out Joshua Mears double. Boy, last night, Mears hit a home run to left field. And got to say, he's been on cue this whole evening. Well, actually into last night. I'm pretty good about that as well. Yeah, I got to say, John, he has really been on cruise control. First baseman, Marcos Castañon. Coming in as he takes a cold strike. It's 0-1. Two away. Runner at first. Joshua Mears. Should I say second? Yeah. Wake up, will you? Keep your clothes on, Bob. No balls and two strikes to Castañon. And here is the pitch. That is right there. Up to short. And they'll throw him out at first. And that is the inning over. No runs on a hit, no errors, and one left on. And we head to the second inning, and it's no score, 3-1. Jerron Williams will lead it off for Corpus Christi when we come back here on this Friday night broadcast of Texas League Baseball. Top of the second inning for Corpus Christi right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, this proud broadcast brought to you in part by Yeehaw Cowboy. And when I say Yeehaw Cowboy, it means it is the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. Get your tickets for next year for February 1st as the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo, from Wild Bronx to Wild Bull, and the cowboys that come across country from Oklahoma and Texas and anywhere in the U.S., they are pretty good. Yeah, that's right, John, and gotta say, we love the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. Best Texas sport ever made. And yes, very dangerous too, if I would say. Yeah, it is. But you got to be very careful when you're riding Wild Bronx and Wild Bulls, and hang on tight for the ride of your life, I got to tell you. But anyway, have a fun time at the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. This one is brought to you in part by the Rodeo of San Antonio and also our great friends there at West Creek Trail Rides. Well, the top of the second for Corpus Christi, and here is Jerron Williams as he leads it off for the Hooks. Number 5 hitter, he was the first in a trade back in 2025. Salas, after a pop-up, will make the play for the out. And there's one retired in this half inning. Designated hitter is Colin Barber. Barber, B-A-R-B-E-R. New to the Houston Astros Double-A team. No balls and one strike to Colin Barber. The 0-1. Right there, high pop-up foul, and that goes out of play for an 0-2 count. Don't forget Mission's back in their home white uniforms tomorrow night, and we'll wrap up the series against Corpus Christi. Gates open at high noon. First pitch, 1:05. That one is lifted high in the air, deep to center. Joshua Mears in targeted view of that ball, and that is out number 2.
The center fielder, number 10, Logan.
Center fielder is Logan Cerny as he comes in. Ready to go. Kropp pitches and deals right there, strike 1. So if you're joining us on a happy Friday, it is weekend time where everybody could come and have a good time together as we have baseball and a beautiful weekend. Acuna will intercept, gives it to Castañon, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and no one on for Corpus Christi as we're 2.5 in this ball game. No score as we get ready to go. So Kai Murphy, the right fielder, will lead us off for the San Antonio bottom half of 2, and we will be right back in our broadcast. Well, we lead off to the bottom of the second for San Antonio right now on the Mission's Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. The right fielder, Kai Murphy, coming to the plate as he faces off Alonzo Treadwell first time around. Not bad on the rain, but evidently coming down a little bit here at the ballpark. That one driven up nicely. Right center field. And on the warning track, the center fielder tracks it down, and he collects the out. So 1 away. Designated hitter, Cole Roederer. Coming in now for San Antonio. That's a 327. That one right there, line drive, second baseman intercepts it and gives it to first for the out.
The third baseman, Gentry Rojas.
Hot corner third baseman, Yendry Rojas. Coming up now for the Missions. Should I say the Flying Chanclas one more time of the night, wearing their Flying Chanclas gear. As every Thursday and Friday home games, we will have Flying Chancla in the ball game. Why not? That one driven up nicely. That is up to left center, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Rojas going to second. That is a Rojas Whataburger double. And everybody in tonight will get a coupon for that double meat cheeseburger coupon, courtesy of those nice and awesome friends of ours at Whataburger. So gotta say, pretty good as they come in and get something going. And the pitch, that one down and in, no balls and one strike to Francisco Acuna. Acuna, the second baseman tonight. Even though Nerwillian Cedeno is off for the evening. That one's going to be driven, and that is up to the left field area, as that will be a 1-2-3 inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and one left on. Top of the third inning coming, and it is no score through 2 innings. So we're about ready to go as Chase Jaworski coming up for the third inning for Corpus Christi. We're scoreless through 2. Top of the third inning for Corpus Christi, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Chase Jaworski coming in as 8-9-1 due up top of the Corpus Christi third.
Counts 1-0.
Curveball down and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Rob now into his third inning of work. And that one is chopped foul. 1-1 to count. Rain coming down a little bit hard this evening, but evidently it is good that we're getting the much needed rain. Yeah, it sure is, John, and gotta say, if it comes down a little bit harder than what it's doing, umpires may have to call it. Right there up the left field, Fabian, and that is out number one. Yeah, you're right about one thing, Bob. If it does come down hard, well, it might be coming down a little bit harder. Catcher Brian Lavastida coming in, one away, nobody on. That changeup outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Rob talking to home plate umpire Jeff Andrews, wondering where that call was, and instead it was outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, and that is in for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 delivery, and that's fouled behind the backstop, and that will be a souvenir ball as that will land over the fence. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Changeup gets him fooled for the strikeout, and there are 2 away. First one for Austin Krob, as he gets his man out for the second out of the half inning. Well, back to the top of the Corpus Christi batting order is Jesus Bastidas, as he takes slider outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. 0 for 1 with the fly out that he had earlier. Here's the 1-0. That is inside, called strike, and it's 1-1. Well, wind's starting to pick up just a little bit. Did he go? Yes, he did. Tyler Graham just says yes, he went around. Tyler Graham, our first base umpire. Chase Kowarski, our second base umpire. And third base umpire is Tyler Owens. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. That one right there, and that's getting through for a base hit. So Corpus Christi getting on the line. A 2-out base knock will give them a single early hit. And now here is Luis Baez. Baez coming in, slider inside, and the count now 0-1. 1 for 1 single by the right fielder Baez. Runner at first, and pickoff move. They're back in standing before the 0-1 pitch. No balls, 1 strike to count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. So the rain certainly coming down here this evening at the ballpark. And it is coming down a little bit heavy. Yeah, that's for sure, John. And gotta say, we could have many more rainy days as we take on the Frisco Rough Riders next week. And the pitch. And that one is taken foul. And still holding on tight to a count now 0-2. Runner at first and 2 away. Here's the 0-2. And they get him full, cold third strike as he swings and misses through it. And that is another 0 on the scoreboard. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on for Corpus Christi. As we're 3.5, still no score. So we're back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning coming up as Leo Dallas DeVries will step in. So back here for more right after this Texas League broadcast. No score through 3.5. Top of the fourth inning for Corpus Christi, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. So we are going to the bottom of the third. Bob, knucklehead, we're not to the fourth just yet. So shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries leading off the bottom of the third, 9-1-2. Due up in this game. That one is driven up to the right, deep, and that is hitting the wall right there. And the right fielder will intercept it, as that is a tough out number one. Back to the top of the San Antonio batting order. Here's left fielder Albert Fabian. 0 for 1 to line out in the first inning as he came up in that one. That is right there. Second baseman intercepts throw to first, and there's two quick outs. And that is out number 2. I'll tell you one thing. Still a scoreless ball game in the bottom of 3. Here is the catcher, Ethan Salas. That one is right there. That is deep. That's getting down. And that will get into foul grounds, as that will put Ethan Salas to a Whataburger double. Boy, and I've been seeing San Antonio getting doubles for almost the start of this evening. I got to say, John, absolutely right. And tell you one thing, still nobody coming in across the score on that one. And boy, tell you one thing, they're getting pretty good at this. Yeah, they sure are. Center fielder Joshua Mears, 1 for 1, doubled up last time. Boy, still coming down just a little bit this evening. That one deep, and he got all of it. It is out of here. Joshua Mears, like he did yesterday, just whooped the stuffing out of that baseball, and it's now a 2-0 San Antonio lead. Like yesterday, whack a 3-run shot to left, and he did it again tonight. This guy is, well, on cruise control. Yeah, he sure is. 405 foot, 108.3 miles in the exit for the velocity, and he really got it going. Fourth batter, first baseman Marcos Castañon. Coming up now, and that's going to be a base hit to left. That is getting in there. Pretty good right there as they get in, and a 2-run shot by center fielder Mears, a base hit by Marcos Castañon, and here is right fielder Ty Murphy. Murphy coming in, and he blisters that one. That is deep. That is getting down, and runner headed home, and here he comes. No throw, and that is a 3-0 San Antonio lead. So an RBI double makes it a 3-0 ball game. And pretty good on that. Yeah, sure is, John. They are doing good. Yeah, they are. Here's sixth batter, Cole Roederer. Oh, a double. So many doubles in this ball game. 0 for 1, a ground out by Roederer, the DH tonight. Yeah, doing good, John. Missions need to keep up the momentum and get some hard hit balls. Yeah, for sure. Right there, second baseman intercepts it, and that will do it. 2-run shot by center fielder Mears, a base hit, and then another run in to score on a double. And it's a 3-0 ball game as we go to the fourth inning. San Antonio leading it 3-0. Luis Encarnacion will lead it off, top of the fourth inning. When we come back here in Missions Field, known as Wolf Stadium, we're back in a few moments with our proud broadcast. Well, about ready for the top of the fourth inning for Corpus Christi right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Luis Encarnacion coming in now. Corpus Christi trails out of 3 runs against San Antonio. Right there in for a cold strike. It's 0-1. Boy, gotta say, Missions off to a good start this evening. And right there, Encarnacion is hit by Austin Kropp, and now he goes down. And here is left fielder Yamal Encarnacion. We got the Encarnacion brothers on for Corpus Christi. That one driven out of play, foul, and that's 0-1. Boy, the rain continues to fall, but not bad as it is here at the ballpark. And that is fouled off. Little bit of lightning, we did see that. Just yards away from the ballpark. 0-2. Right there, liner up the center, base hit. Now tying run up for Corpus Christi
Now batting, third baseman.
getting ready to come on in.
Williams.
And that'll bring in Jerron Williams. Williams coming in, ready to go. Hooks trail 3. And the pitch right there, a called strike. Nothing in 1 to the third baseman Williams. 0 for 1 and a pop out to the guy. Pretty good to the Houston Astros. And that's a strike, and it's the count now, 0-2. So pretty good night for San Antonio if they could get in and get this full-fledged rally going. The 0-2 right there. And they're going to get one. And not in time as the runner advancing from second gets tagged out to third. And that will be out number 1. Designated hitter Colin Barber. Up now to the plate for Corpus Christi. The pitch. Right there and in, strike 1. Williams at first, Encarnacion as second. With 2-1 and 1 away, the Hooks can find a rally. The 0-1. That one high in the air. Left fielder Fabian pursuing this one will make the grab. And that is out number 2.
Number 10, Logan.
Barber is down on the fly out. He retreats back to the bullpen. And now center fielder Logan Cerny. That is Cerny. Cerny. Coming into this one, DeVries not making the play, and there is no throw, as that will be a fielder's choice on a base hit, and a score's decision on the shortstop. And boy, I tell you one thing, base is now loaded. Here is the 8-hole batter, Chase Jaworski. Jaworski coming in and takes a strike down and inside, and it's 0-1. 0 for 1 to fly out for him tonight. Bases loaded, 2 away, top of the 4th. And the pitch. That one up top and out of striking distance. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And they throw to first, and not in time as the first baseman sees that he's back in standing. 1-1. Down and in, strike 2. 1 more to get out of the half inning unscathed. 1-2 the pitch now. And here we go. That one lifted deep to right. And foul. Boy, a few inches, it would have been a grand slam for Corpus Christi. Jaworski, one more time, 1-2. And swings and fouls that one off. Hooks down by 3 in this ball game. 1-2. High in the air, up to foul grounds. Fabian watches it. It will go out of play, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Right down the chimney, and he is out. So, no runs on 2 hits. No errors. 3 left. Or should I say 1 error for San Antonio. And we had bottom of 4, and it's still a 3-0 ball game for San Antonio in this ball game. Hot corner third baseman Yendry Rojas will lead it off. Back for more after this. Back to Friday Night Baseball as we start the bottom of the fourth right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, number 7 batter, third baseman for San Antonio. Here is Yendry Rojas. Rojas coming in from the stretch. Treadwell delivers in a cold strike. It's 0-2. Wind picking up. Yikes, I gotta say, it is blowing. Rain droplets still continue to fall. A nice sky as it is. 0-2. That one driven high, deep to right, and that will hit the wall right there. Rojas going to second, safely there for the double. Second double of the night. And gotta say, wow, that is 2 doubles and 2 double meat cheeseburger coupons for everybody. By the 7-hole hitter, Yendry Rojas. Here is 8-hole batter, Francisco Acuna. Acuna, new to the Missions. Kai Murphy playing right field. Tonight, Nerwillian Cedeno is off. And right there, that is going to hit the third baseman. And they will get him out at first. Right at play. As that ball will ricochet off that third baseman. But he clearly seems to be all right. Ouch. You never see a ricochet ball like that before. Yeah, for certain, Bob, it was right off the glove. It got up in the air. And that ball was played fair. And, well, they got it right there. But Mancini and Fleury, 2 right-handers starting to warm up for Corpus Christi tonight, the bullpen. Leo Dallas DeVries, 9-hitter coming up. As a 4th potential run for San Antonio just hits only 90 feet after that incredible play, the ricochet fastball. That is right there. Liner up there to right. That's a base hit. Run in to score. RBI single. And Leo Dallas DeVries comes in and puts one on the board for the team. And that was a pretty good base hit right here. Top of the San Antonio lineup. Here's the left fielder, Albert Fabian, taking a cold strike. And that's 0-1. 0 for 2, line out and a ground out. Runner at first. And a 4-0 ball game. And gotta say, it's getting fascinating here, right, Bob? Gotta say, John, it is getting fascinating as we see some power hitters coming up now for the Flying Chanclas here this evening. Yeah, for sure. No ball, 2 strikes right there. Called third strike, get him looking. And that is out number 2.
The catcher, Ethan Salas.
Catcher is Ethan Salas, 1 for 2. He doubled last time up with the run. And the insurance run. So pretty good on that. Here's the pitch. That is right there and in for a called strike. It's 0-1. That is inside. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. That one driven high, deep to right field. Looking up, gone! A home run. Ethan Salas gets a 2-run shot, makes it 6-0. Man, and I tell you what, the Missions sure getting up there, leading a 6-run home ball game like this is. 376 foot, 97.5 mile per hour in the exit velocity. Well, time is being called as here comes the skipper to relieve the starter out of the ball game. And yeah, I got to say this Corpus Christi right-hander is relieved for the night. Ray Gaither coming in, 4-seam cutter, slider, 12-6 curve, a changeup. And I got to say the 12-6 curve, one of his best ones yet. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely is. And pretty much you got to watch where this guy throws because he could strike you out in a heartbeat. Well, here is center fielder Joshua Mears, 2 for 2, home run, double, 2 RBIs, a insurance run for him. He's having a immaculate ball game. That one hit to second base, right there to first, and they'll get him easily. But Ethan Salas gives the team 2 more, and San Antonio gets 6-0 as we head to the 5th inning. So that will bring in Brian Lavastida for the top of the 5th. When we come back, it's a 6-0 ball game as Corpus Christi trails 6 runs. We're back here for the top of the 5th for Corpus Christi right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, got to say, Bob, before we get started, we got to talk about a little about former San Antonio Mission Jackson Merrill. 24 home runs and 9 RBIs, as he does pretty good for the San Diego Padres. And so far making a AAA rehab assignment up there in El Paso. So pretty good on that, as we'll probably get to see him come back to AA ball and him paying a visit here in San Antonio as well. Guy Murphy was in the Padres organization, but now having a right hand and a right field thing going on, and the rehab assignment is they demoted him from the majors back to the AA Texas League for San Antonio. Yeah, I gotta say, John, it's kind of hard when you get demoted from a major league back to double A ball, and so far, I know it could be a few months, but literally, it's just for all training purposes. Yeah, I gotta say, Bob, and also we know the guy that was pretty much kicked out for taking steroids. That was Fernando Tatis Jr. back in 2022 as San Antonio was taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. He was caught using steroids and he was suspended for the rest of the year. Ouch. Well, that's not good, and not good for Fernando Tatis Jr. getting caught and suspended for 90 days to the rest of the year. Yeah, got to say, Bob, he was back in the San Diego Padres during the end of 2022, and he was starting up, and he got an earful from his coach saying, do not take any more steroid medications or you'll be suspended again. But heed the warning and take advice from the coach because, steroids should not be used while playing baseball or anything like that. But anyway, keep that name in record books for Fernando Tatis Jr. Well, anyway, we head to the top of the fifth inning, and here is Brian Lavista, or Lavastida. Do apologize on his last name, but Brian Lavastida coming up now, 9-1-2, as that is taken in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Already 52 pitches to the leadoff starter on the hill for San Antonio, Austin Kropp. That is high and foul as the left fielder chases after it, and it's an 0-2 count now. And the pitch, that is going to be right there up to Fabian, and that's a leadoff single.
Now batting, second baseman.
Well, right there through the hole. And we go back to the top of the Corpus Christi lineup. Jesus Bastidas coming in now as he swings and misses at the initial offering. And it's the count now, 1-1. Single by Bastidas tonight, batting a .229 average. That one high in the air. Acuna getting under it and makes the play. So out number one in this one. Right fielder for Corpus Christi, Luis Baez. Baez coming in, set to go. The pitch to him. That one driven up the center. Joshua Mears in high pursuit makes the grab, and that is out number 2.
The first baseman, number 4, Luis.
It's a 2-out runner at first. Here is first baseman Luis Encarnacion. Encarnacion coming in, set to go. 6-0 ball game. And the pitch to him. That one, ouch, hit him in the back. And there are 2 on now.
Now batting, number 71.
Here is left fielder Yamal Encarnacion. And the pitch. That one right there in the end. Called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch. And right there in the end for a called strike, and it's 0-2. 2 out, 2-1. A 6-0 San Antonio lead. The 0-2, And that one got him in the leg. Boy, what was he thinking? And that will load up the bases.
The batter, the third baseman,
Third baseman, Jaron Williams. Got a pop out, the fielder's choice. As 0 for 2. And the pitch down and in, changeup, and it's 0-1. Boy, hard to keep the baseball dry when you have this much rain coming in this broadcast, and that's up high, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. Right there, too high, 2-1. Well, you did see a flash of lightning, and I gotta say, it looks to me like more severe weather headed our way. And yeah, it is coming down here at the ballpark. I gotta say, John, severe thunderstorm watch going into effect. Right there, pitch clock violation on Austin Kropp, and 3-1 the count now. And here's the pitch. That is ball 4, and the run in to score, as that is a intentional walk. And we need to pretty much look at the weather channel and see what's coming. Flash of lightning always tells you something, that the storm always comes in. Jaron Williams, Yomar Encarnacion, Luis Encarnacion. Bases loaded up with 2 away. And the pitch. That one chopped foul. It's 0-2. We'll take a look at the weather and see what all we got coming our way. But anyway, we're going to take a quick mound visit, as we will have our break. And it's loaded up with Corpus Christi trailing 5 runs in this ball game. And we'll be right back in this one when we return. Well, mound visit is over now, and we are back here as Colin Barber is down in the count now, 0-2 with bases loaded up. And the pitch. That is popped foul. And the count now still remaining at 0-2. Severe thunderstorm watch going till 10 o'clock this evening, so About another hour or so, and it will be lifted. That one high fly in the air, and that will go out of play. Foul. Here's the pitch. Right there outside, 1-2. So bases loaded, top of the fifth inning, and Corpus Christi starting to threaten the San Antonio boys early on. That one high in the air, and he loses it. And a couple more runs in to score, and he is safely in, and now it's a 3-run RBI double. Boy, how do you lose a ball on that one? Well, Bob, I guess stadium lights are bright this evening, plus the heavy rain and little bit of fog. It's kind of one of them things. Well, here comes the skipper of the ball game here tonight, and that's going to do for the starter, number 95. Well, on the mound now is Boston Bateman. As he comes in, a 4-seam curveball changeup and a 2-seam fastball. Will be the first reliever as he gets things going. Logan Cerny coming up now, as he won't do any pitches for practice. But that's going to be right there and in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Cerny tonight, the center fielder for Corpus Christi. Getting in and going. The pitch high in the air, deep to center. Mears on his horse and makes the play, and that is the half inning over. But a 3-run RBI double will give Corpus Christi another couple of runs. So 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left. And it's on now to the bottom of the 5th. And Marcos Castañon will be the leadoff hitter for the 5th inning. Boy, starting to see some lightning, Bob. Yeah, I know. I got to say, we are looking at it through our left-hand window up here, and got to say, could be severe weather getting imminent here, and so far it is coming down rain here at the ballpark. Well, San Antonio leading this ball game 6-4. As we are pretty much in the bottom of the 5th inning, and really don't think much of it as we have these storms coming in. Yeah, we are looking outside and seeing what is going on, and lightning. The wind is blowing pretty good tonight. Whoa. Starting to see some lightning strikes, and look like we're going to have to be extremely careful as we get into this broadcast. And so far, if you can hear the stream and stuff and the lightning, and we're starting to see it in the bottom half of inning number 5. But we're going to go ahead and continue our ball game and broadcast. And here is Marcos Castañon in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one's taken in, strike 1. Boy, the rain's certainly coming down, and that one's going to be right there and foul. Boy, the count now 0-2. That's like 2 lightning strikes right next to each other. And that one is deep, up to left, and that is out of here. Boy, home run for Marcos Castañon, as now they'll push up 3. So 3. Keeping track ahead of Corpus Christi. .419 on a 110.5 exit velocity. Boy, just seeing the lightning. You know, we're keeping track of the storms as they may just come through and dump as much rain as humanly possible. But right fielder Kai Murphy, RBI doubled in the third, is 1 for 2. 7-4 San Antonio here. They lead to 3 runs. Well earned in that one, and that's taken in for a called strike. It's 0-2. No, Corpus Christi can certainly come back anytime and try to get in and get something going. Well, right there, that's the count now. Re-cleared and 1 away. Cole Roederer, the designated hitter, coming in for San Antonio. And the pitch. That is right there. That is getting down and deep, and that's going to be a right center base knock. And that's going to go. And he's going for it, and he is out at third, trying to stretch it to a triple.
The third baseman,
and there's somebody giving the tip to the cap as that 2 out will be a base hit and a runner trying to get into a third. Yeah, and I don't know what he was thinking. A double would have been good enough on that one, but he just got overzealous and thought, oh, you know, I'm going to stretch it into a triple. Hot corner third baseman Yendry Rojas coming in now. And the pitch. That one's going to be high in the air, deep to right. Right fielder runs it down, and that will pretty much do it. Marcos Castañon puts another one on the board, and now it's 7-4 as we head to the 6th inning. Corpus Christi trailing by 3 runs. So we're up for the 6th inning straight ahead right after this. It's San Antonio 7, Corpus Christi 4. Well, we're about ready for the 6th inning right now for Corpus Christi here on the Missions Baseball Network. Chase Jaworski coming in now for the Hooks. As Boston Bateman coming in, takes that one high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Ooh, yes, they're starting to see the lightning now. It is getting ferocious. So 1 ball, no strikes. That one right there in the end, called strike, and it's 1-1. So yeah, guessing we might have to wait for this to pass, and that one high and outside, curveball. It's 2-1.
1 strike.
Boy, and trying to get the water off the bat, the baseball. Just a rainy evening. 2-1. That one high and outside, changeup, but it's called strike 2. And the count now is 2-2. And they're going to issue a balk on him. What the heck for?
Now batting, the catcher, Brian.
And evidently the home plate umpire, Jeff Andrews, just called balk on him. Brian Lavastida up now for Corpus Christi. Nobody out, 1 on.
1-0.
Let me tell you one thing, the wind's starting to pick up on this Friday evening. Stormy as well, but evidently, it is what it is. 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at first. And here's the pitch. That one high and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Corpus Christi second baseman. Leadoff batter, Jesus Bastidas, waits on deck. In the pitch. That one, ball 4, and he loses him. And now it's first and second.
Jesus Bastidas.
Jesus Bastidas coming in now. He singled. Is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. That one high and outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Tying run at the plate. That is Bastidas. Trying to get something going. And the pitch. That one's going to drill him, and that is loading up the bases. A big mistake there for Bateman. So bases loaded, right fielder Luis Baez with nobody out. And the pitch. That one swing and miss, and the count now 0-1. Grand Slam would put them 8-7. Last night was a 8-4 victory for Corpus Christi. That one is right there, and they throw and they get a run back. It's now a 2-run trail. So it's 7-5 in this one. Luis Encarnacion was hit by pitch. A run is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. That one high flying in the air, and that is out of play. And whoa, yeah, starting to see that lightning now. Well, we are getting an electrical storm. Starting to see some flashes. 1 down and in, changeup will get him out stride for a cold strike. It's 0-2. Tell you one thing, seeing lightning, as I say before, is the start of a storm. Here's the 0-2. Right there, four-seamer is fouled off and still holding on. So no balls and 2 strikes. Series continues tomorrow evening. 7:05, 1 o'clock, our first pitch. With gates opening high noon to wrap up the first 6 games in our 12-game homestand. The 0-2, right there, line drive. That is a base hit up front, Kai Murphy, and that will tie the ball game. A 2-run RBI single, and it's a 7-7 ball game. Geez, and San Antonio had 3 runs evaporated away from them. Yeah, they sure did, Bob. And I tell you one thing, well, this ball game is getting pretty interesting as now Corpus Christi ties up San Antonio with 7. Yamal Encarnacion, the left fielder for Corpus Christi, comes in as 1 for 2, a single. We are top of the 6th inning, and that is chopped foul. And the count now 0-1. And the pitch. That one high fly in the air, and that is out of play. So that will go foul. The pitch is high and outside. Joshua Mears getting into left center, and that's going to be out number 2 as Yamal Encarnacion is retired.
The batter, the third baseman.
So 7-7 score here tonight. Third baseman Jerron Williams. Coming up now for Corpus Christi. Here's the pitch. That is right there in the end for a cold strike. It's 0-1. Beautiful downtown skylight of San Antonio, and Tower of America is looking as beautiful as it ever is. That one high fly in the air deep to left, and Corpus Christi takes the 2-run shot, and it is gone. The hooks on Jerron Williams will untie the ball game. Now Corpus Christi leads San Antonio 9-7. So pretty good right there as the hooks getting a 2-run insurance run by Jerron Williams. By golly, starting to see the lightning like nothing else. I gotta say, John, we need to get going on this game, because if it's coming this way, then we need to hopefully get the players out to safety and get them back in the dugout. Designated hitter is Colin Barber. 1 for 3, 3-run shot, double in the 5th. As he came in and he got something going. Yeah, thunderstorm activity starting to intensify as we go through the evening. And a severe thunderstorm watch continues to be on San Antonio till 10 o'clock. So pretty much we have a lot more on the way, as even tomorrow and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Frisco Rough Riders start the series against San Antonio on Tuesday. And evidently just one of them things. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch. Right there, swing and a miss, and get them down. And that's the half inning over. So it is 2 runs on the insurance run, and Corpus Christi now 9-7. 8-9-1 due up, bottom of the 6th inning. Coming up for the San Antonio Missions as Francisco Acuna will lead it off. We're back here after this as we lead off the bottom of 6 when we come back. About set to go for the bottom of the sixth inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Here is Francisco Acuna leading it off. As now San Antonio trailing a 2-run against Corpus Christi. That one deep, and he got it right there to left. That is a crushed fastball, and that is Francisco Acuna. Boy, he got that one. He just whooped the daylights out of that ball. And they trail by 1. Francisco Acuna, how do you like them apples? And now it's a 9-8 ball game. It's like home run derby out here in the ballpark, right, Bob? Yeah, I gotta say, John, it absolutely right. Francisco Acuna getting that ball in, and he got every stitch of it. 9-hole batter, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries, my favorite guy on the San Antonio roster, is 1 for 2, an RBI in the 4th. In the RBI single, do correct my little math homework. Otto and Ulola, 2 right-handers warming up in the Corpus Christi bullpen. So it is 9-8 in this ball game. And that is a backwards case. It's a strikeout as Leo Dallas DeVries gets the end of the stick right there and gets struck out easily. Back to the top of the San Antonio lineup. Here is left fielder Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in, and boy, that's going to be up the center. That's a base knock. Leadoff single for the leadoff man. Yeah, I gotta say, John, those thunderstorms going away from San Antonio, it looks, but we are seeing flashes of lightning. Universal City is getting into it as well. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Bob. Catcher Ethan Salas coming in as the tying run to go ahead. Salas is 2 for 3, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, and a double. So far, he's got a pretty good night for San Antonio. That one right there, and the count now 0-2. Mother Nature will have its intended purposes in letting us play baseball tonight, but we are still seeing the rain here at the ballpark. So right there, that is out number 2.
Now batting, the center fielder.
And that'll bring up the center fielder, Joshua Mears. 2 for 3 tonight. So far, hearing the thunder. And that is going to be line. That's a base hit. Going all the way, and they're going to send him home. And here's the relay, not in time, and that's tie ball game. And now it's 9-9. That's an RBI double. And boy, a lot of Mission fans are happy about that one. Well, here comes the manager now, as that will just about do for this first reliever that comes in and giving up some home runs. He's going to be held responsible for the runner at second. Here is Joey Mancini. 4-seam cutter, curveball, and a changeup on this one. So, Bob, I will tell you about Mancini. He's got the cutter, and he does not leave any witnesses with that cutter. No, he does not. That one high fly in the air, and that is up to the left fielder, and that is for the out. So once again, we are tied at 9-9 as we head to the 7th inning. Cerny, Jaworski, and Lavastida will start up the 7th for Corpus Christi, and we'll be right back with our tie ball game with both sides. It is Corpus Christi 9, San Antonio 9. Well, we're back with San Antonio Missions Baseball, and this one brought to you in part by our San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. For more information, go to sanantoniostockshowrodeo.com and book for February 2026, the home opener of the rodeo season. Yeah, Bob, and gotta say, the proud sponsor of that is West Creek Trail Rides, our favorite partners here in the San Antonio Missions industry. And yes, we are proud of sponsored of the AA affiliate for the San Diego Padres here in our beautiful town of San Antonio. So let's go Missions. Well, leading off the top of the seventh inning for Corpus Christi, number 7 hitter, Logan Cerny. Cerny coming in. Here is the pitch by Boston Bateman, and here is the first pitch delivery, called for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, we are going to have a stop right now as here comes the manager, and that is going to do for the first starter in relief, and we will have the second starter coming in. Everybody knows Luis Patino making his debut back in San Antonio after he was up in the San Diego Padres. He is back for a lot more than what he is. He's in a rehab assignment. That one is high fly in the air up to center field as Joshua Mears making the grab. And that is out number 1. Patino was in 2019 the third draft during in the Amarillo Sod Poodles. In the time that the Padres were affiliated to the Sod Poodles. So no balls and 1 strike in this ball game. Jeez, and still a little bit of lightning and flashing in our left-hand window right there. No balls and 2 strikes to count now to Jaworski. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Get him down, and that's 2 away. And Patino gets the first strikeout in relief on the rehab assignment that he is in San Antonio from the San Diego area. In now is Brian Lavastida. So Patino getting a rehab, and so far we may see him tomorrow evening pitch in start. Here is Brian Lavastida. Single and 2 runs tonight for Corpus Christi. Boy, the Hooks trying to get this ball game in their hands. No balls, 2 strikes. So Luis Patino, pretty good during the 2019 season with Amarillo. During that time that we remember when Wateridge Field was built, San Antonio was in AAA ball with the Milwaukee Brewers, and Padres affiliated farm club was Amarillo during that time. The 1-2. Right there, called third strike. Get him down, and that's the inning over. So with tied ball game at 9, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's stretch time here in San Antonio. And our score is Corpus Christi 9, San Antonio 9. Well, hope everybody had a good seventh inning stretch because your San Antonio Flying Chanclas are up to bat right now for the Missions Baseball Network. Right fielder in the 5 spot, Kai Murphy. Here's the pitch to him, and that's right there. Driven up to first, and that's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
The designated hitter.
And so far, that was a tough one for Kai. Designated hitter is Cole Roederer. Double and 1 for 3. So Kai Murphy stands for something, and KAI, which he is from the Hawaiian Islands of Hawaii. So aloha. Cole Roederer, the 6th batter in the lineup. That one driven up to center. That's out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, Yendry.
Third baseman, Yendry Rojas. It's 2 for 3. 2 doubles and a run. Don't forget, tomorrow night our first pitch is 7:05 Sunday at 1:05. Right there, line drive. That's a liner up to left center. That's a base hit. So 2-out single by Yendry Rojas. Pretty good there is the tie-breaking run. The 10th run for San Antonio just sits on first. Here is 8-hole batter Francisco Acuna. Acuna steps in, waits, and that is going to be driven up nicely deep to left, and that is a rough out number 3, and that will pretty much do for the half inning. Well, we played 7 here tonight, tied at 9, and that will pretty much do it for this inning. 8th inning coming up here, and it is a 9-9 ball game as Jesus Bastidas will lead us off in the 8th inning. Back for more right after these commercial messages. This one brought to you in part by our friends there at the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo and West Creek Trail Rides. Well, we're up to the top of the 8th inning for Corpus Christi. And stepping in, leadoff batter, Jesus Bastidas. Thank you, Bob. Top of the 8th inning on this rainy Friday night. Flying chanclas for the final time of this current homestand. Coming up against the Corpus Christi Oaks. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. That one high and inside, strike 2. Well, if this one is a tie ball game, it's anybody's game. That's right, John. And if anybody can score, it ought to be San Antonio getting in there. Acuna will give it right to Castañon there at first, and that's out number 1. One away, here's right fielder Luis Baez. Baez, right fielder for Corpus Christi. The pitch, that is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Well, gotta say, love the new looks, new logo, and so far missed the old one. Yeah, I gotta say, John, Corpus Christi, still the same, but evidently the new look does make everything look a little bit newer. Yeah, for sure. 0-2 to Baez. Called third strike, get him down, and that is out number 2. Third strikeout to Luis Patino. Patino was last seen in 2019 during that series. Up in Amarillo for the Sod Poodles. So Luis Encarnacion coming in now. And the pitch, that's a swing and a miss. And the count now is 0-1. 2-run shot, single in the 8th. And pretty good on that. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That's a strike inside. And it's 0-2. 9-9 our score. The 0-2. Called third strike, looking out. And that is a 1-2-3 half inning over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on as we head bottom half of the 8th inning. And it's still a 9-9 ball game. Leo Dallas DeVries will step in as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning in this ball game. Well, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning is the shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. Well, thank you, Bob, and we are here, bottom of the 8th on this Friday evening, as Joey Mancini takes the first pitch in for a strike. The Leo Dallas DeVries. That is a liner straightaway center, and that's a leadoff base knock. Boy, I tell you one thing pretty good as the tie-breaking run coming in and getting things going. Leadoff batter is the left fielder, Albert Fabian. That one taken down and in for a code strike. It's 0-1. Fabian 1 for 4 run and a single inside this game, and pretty good as well for San Antonio. That one is in for a called strike. It's 0-2. Well, 2 more games left with Corpus Christi. Then it's a Monday off day. And then it's Tuesday coming back to the ballpark and taking on the Frisco Rough Riders.
Now batting, catcher
Ethan Salas coming in. So pretty good right there as we're coming in. 1 away. Salas, the catcher, comes in, takes a cold strike. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be lifted high in the air, and they can't get there. That is getting over the wall, and that puts runners in scoring position. Second and third now. Boy, tell you one thing, it is getting feisty tonight. Don't forget that tomorrow evening is Top Gun night. So missions back to their normal home white uniforms tomorrow as we take on Game 5 of our 6 game set against Corpus Christi. So pretty good right there. Well, we do have a 6:05 start on Tuesday. So getting an early head start on that, but evidently our scheduled time is 7:05. That one liner, that's a base hit. And that puts 2 more in, an RBI 2-run single. Boy, howdy, pretty good on that. As the base hit comes in, makes it San Antonio 11-9. Well, the crowd is going wild after that leadoff hit. A 2-run RBI single. And it's going really good. Marcos Castañon coming in. 0-1 the count. 1 away, 1 on. Down and in, strike 2. Vito and Fleury, 2 right-handers warming up as they come in and getting something going. Here's the pitch. And called 3rd strike, and that is out number 2.
The right fielder, number 4, Kai Murphy.
Right fielder Kai Murphy. 1 for 4 double RBI. Bottom of the 8th, a 2-away single. A 2-run single to the batter up there, the first area. And that's in for a strike, and it's 0-2. And here's the pitch. That is right there, and that's going to get in. He underhands it, not in time, safe, as the bunt works.
The designated hitter, Cole Roeder.
That'll bring in Cole Roederer, but first we're going to have a pitcher mound visit as the manager from Corpus Christi comes and takes out the second reliever
Now
in this ball game.
Number 12.
Anderson Bido coming in as a 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. We'll try to get the final out of this half inning and get up to the 9th inning. As Cole Roederer comes in with 2-1 and 2 away. That one taken in for a code strike, and it's 0-1. Was a 1 for 4 and a double. I gotta say, we are looking at the live chat. And want to come on in and say hello, you're more than welcome to do so here on YouTube Live. Going to the count now to Roederer. And the pitch. That is going to be right there. That's a liner. And that'll be safe. And that loads up the bases.
Third baseman, Gentry.
2 bunt attempts successfully played really well. And a base hit after every base hit. Starting to get pretty interesting, right, Bob? We're going to say, John, with San Antonio up 11-9 in this one. They have a good chance of cutting down the losing streak and getting some games going. Yeah, they sure do. Well, let's go ahead and give you some scores. We have Amarillo leading 3 runs ahead of Midland and a score of 6-3. Arkansas, top of the 7th inning at Tulsa, lead 3-2. So 1-run ball game there at DCJ Field. Frisco leads Wichita by the score 3-2 there at Statesman's Park. So I guess there was a rain delay, or nope. There was a doubleheader between Northwest Arkansas and Springfield. So now the inning is over, so that will pretty much do. So 2 runs on the RBI single, and we now head to the 9th inning as it is a San Antonio 11-9 ball game. So Yamal Encarnacion will lead it off for the top of the Corpus Christi 9th, and it's a 11-9 ball game. Top of the ninth inning for Corpus Christi right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Here is Yamal Encarnacion as he leads it off. And the pitch right there outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Luis Patino now coming in. And the 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. Tying run on the on-deck circle now for Corpus Christi. Here's the pitch. That one high and outside, and it's the count now 3-0. Jerron Williams waiting on deck for the Corpus Christi Hooks. Here's the pitch. That one high and outside, loses him. 4 pitches and 4 balls. And that one right there will put him to first. 2-run home run in the 6th inning. Here is third baseman for Corpus Christi, Jerron Williams. Williams coming in. The windup. Here's the pitch right outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. And that got away. Right there, and Salas looks at it, and 2-0 the count now on the wild pitch. As that one misses number 19. Nearly getting him in the back, nearly. Yeah, almost. Here's the 2-0. And that's ball 3.
3 balls, no strikes.
And the designated hitter, Colin Barber, on deck now for Corpus Christi. 3-0. That one in for a strike, and it's 3-1. So pretty good right there, as now Corpus Christi has a man in scoring position after the wild pitch. That one high fly in the air. Castañon looks at it, and they do not go after it. Three and 2. And ouch, that got him on the foot. Ooh, that's smart.
Designated hitter, Colin Barber.
Colin Barber, the designated hitter, coming up now for Corpus Christi. That one high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Patino must be having some different quality type strikes and stuff. He's not had so many thus far in his relief pitching, but now he gets that one in for a count now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 11-9 San Antonio in this game. That one is driven high in the air. Kai Murphy intercepts it, and he's got it for the out.
The center fielder, number 10, Logan Cerny.
So the next batter up is the center fielder, Logan Cerny. Rounded out in the 2nd. And the pitch. Ouch, that hit him in the foot. And now that'll load up the bases, and here's Chase Jaworski. Jaworski coming in, ready to go. And the pitch to him. Right inside, strike 2. Or correction, strike 1. Home plate umpire Jeff Andrews looking in. And the pitch. That one high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1. That one high and outside, and the count now is 2-1. 1 away, and boy, bases are loaded up in this one. The pitch. That one is outside, 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike.
And Brian Lavastida waiting on deck for Corpus Christi. Still starting to see some power flashes, even though the grounds are wet. Swing and a miss right there, full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2. Outside, ball 4, and a run in to score. And now it's a one-run ball game for Corpus Christi as Brian Lavastida comes in. Single and 2 runs is a 1-for-3 in this game. And the pitch, that's right there and out right in the shoulder blade as he swings and misses, and that'll hit him. And that's in there for the called strike 2. And he steps off the bag, looks over second, and still looking in. And they're going to say that he went and balked and stuff, and that will tie up the ball game. And now it's 11 in a tie. Here is Jesus Bastidas. We are double digits here in this ball game. And the pitch is inside for a strike, and it's 0-1. Lavastida at first, Jaworski is at second, Cerny at third, and 1 away here in this game. Jesus Bastidas, the leadoff man for Corpus Christi, coming in, takes that one high and outside, 1-1. Well, Corpus Christi has the bases loaded, and boy, hitting one will put them up to at least 13 or 14 in this one. Here's a 1-2. That one swing and a miss right there, and that'll get them.
Now batting, the right fielder, Luis Baez.
So Luis Baez coming in. And the pitch. That one fouled. And the count now is 0-1 to the Corpus Christi right fielder. 1 for 5 single RBI. And here's the pitch to him, and right there and outside, boy, that dusted him off the plate. And it's 1-1. We're tied at 11 here, San Antonio and Corpus Christi. That one high and outside, 2-1. Well, I'll tell you one thing, severe weather is starting to move off, and not as bad as we had hoped for, but evidently, boy howdy, that's going to hit Baez, as now they'll put Corpus Christi to a 12-11 lead, and they will lead in this one. So we are going to get another reliever out on those mound and stuff, as here comes the manager, and number 77, Luis Patino, is out of this ball game. Not the best half innings that he's had, but evidently the new arm is Austin Davis as a left-hander. ERA 9 and 18.5, .294 over a .125 as he comes in. Here is Luis Encarnacion, as that's taken in for the called strike, and it's 0-1. Corpus Christi leads 12-11, 1 run ahead of San Antonio. In this ball game, top of the 9th inning, as Encarnacion is batting in the right-hand batter box. Still, the bases loaded in a 12-11 ball game. That one is right there, liner, and that's getting down. 1 run scores, 2 run score, and it's a 14-11 ball game. That is driven up to the right field area, and Corpus Christi now leads 3 runs. So, gotta say, this game is double-digit numbers. In now is Yomal Encarnacion, and boy, that'll hit him, and that loads it up.
The third baseman, Jerron Williams.
So here is Jerron Williams. 6th inning, he comes in and blisters one. And as you can see, that one was up the left field wall, as That was the 2-run shot, making it a 9-7 ball game. And a pitch. That one right there and inside, strike one. The Encarnacion brothers at first and second, Baez at third. I'm gonna say kind of funny, they have the same name. And that is going to be lifted high in the air, and that is out of play. And the count now 0-2. 0-2. That one high, and that is going foul. We're still holding on in 0-2. 0-2, one more time. Right there, high in the air. Shortstop DeVries getting under it. And that's the half inning over. Boy, a big inning for Corpus Christi as they come around, and it is now 14-11 Corpus Christi against San Antonio. Mission's down to their final 3 outs. Acuna, DeVries, and Fabian leads things off in the bottom of the 9th inning as we come back. About set for the bottom of the 9th, right now on the San Antonio Baseball Network.
Pitching for Corpus Christi.
Well, Blake Wyman coming in as a left-hander will get the closing door assignment for Corpus Christi. And we're about set to go for 3 more outs here for San Antonio here in this ball game.
San Antonio, the second baseman, number 58.
Francisco Acuna leads things off as we had a big inning in the 9th. For Corpus Christi, they bat around 7 times. They put 5 on the scoreboard. Corpus Christi now 14-11 in this ball game. And the pitch. That one driven up to left center field. That is going to hit the wall. And here comes the runner, and he's safely in with a double. Francisco Acuna. I want to tell you one thing. That is just one heck of a power arm, Acuna. He really blistered that ball. Hits the base of it, by the way. Here's 9-hole batter, Leo Dallas DeVries. Comes in and takes a strike inside. It's 0-1 as he's 2 for 4, 2 singles and 2 runs with the RBI that he had in this ball game. Don't forget Flying Chancla's return on Thursday, May 8th, taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. 0-2 the count now to Leo Dallas DeVries. And the pitch. That one fouled. Going to the bleachers. Still seeing a little bit more lightning out there, but evidently things going pretty good. Yeah, right there, called third strike. DeVries is down, and he is finished for the ninth.
Fabian.
Albert Fabian, the left fielder, 1 for 5, single and a run. So I will say, if San Antonio loses this one, it will be their 4th loss, 4 straight and 4 wins for Corpus Christi. Evidently, the wind has been the big factor in this game with the rain we've had today. And evidently, yes, it has been. It's been home run derby right there to left field. That is out number 2. And now San Antonio down against their final out.
Now batting.
So that will bring in Ethan Salas, 3 for 5, home run, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs thus far. So anyway, got to say, pretty good on that one. And that's in for the called strike. It's 0-1. Oh, 1, here's the delivery. That is right there. That's a liner. And coming home to second, and they'll get a run back. It's now a 14-12 ball game. Boy, an RBI single with 2 away. Boy, San Antonio trying to come back in this one, and hopefully tonight is their chance. The power hitter, center fielder, Joshua Mears, coming in and taking that strike. 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs tonight. That is a power hitter for San Antonio. Here's the 0-1 by Wyman, inside, called strike, and it's 0-2. Mears is triple shy of the cycle. And pretty good right there. Here's the pitch to him. And that is going to be high in the air. And that's going to put a runner right there. And here he comes to the plate. No throw. And now it's a 14-13 ball game. San Antonio trailing 1 run. And that will do for this guy, as Wyman is out of this one. And Corpus Christi is going to get another relief pitcher to close this one out, and that is Glenn Otto.
Number 38.
Slider, sinker, 4-seam, 12-6, a circle change. And so far, pretty good on that as he comes in relief for Corpus Christi. Runner, tying run out there at second base. And that's going to be right there, as that will be snuffed out. And that will go foul to the first baseman, Marcos Castañon. 2 for 5, I should say, sorry. Home run, single, RBI, and 2 runs in. And again, he's going to bat his way, and it'll go foul. So 0-2 the count now. Looking in. Here's the windup, the pitch down, and that's called third strike, and he didn't like that one. And Corpus Christi winning their 4th in a row. As pretty much that will be the ball game over. So they will win it 14-13 in this game. So, man, 4 straight losses for San Antonio as they come in and lose in this game. So San Antonio now 12-13, with Corpus Christi now in getting the 10th. And if Amarillo does not pull off in Midland, then they will be down in last place, with Corpus Christi getting the 4th place. And so far, pretty good on that one. So we're back here right after this, and we'll give you the after show of tonight's ball game right after this. Here is tonight's ball game, and we now take you back to the ballpark. Here is John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob, and we welcome you back into our live pregame show, and so far, well, the after pregame show here tonight as we just wrap up Game 4 of this 6-game set against Corpus Christi. Well, tonight, player of the game goes to Jerron Williams, 1 for 4, a home run with 3 RBIs written on top of that one. The winner on Corpus Christi on the hill is Anderson Bido. And pretty good as that. Well, the Corpus Christi players tonight was Jerron Williams, Luis Encarnacion, Colin Barber, and Brian Lavastida. As all players, boy, they pitched in and got RBIs written all over. For San Antonio is Joshua Mears, Ethan Salas, Frisco Acuna, and Marcos Castañon. Well, they came in and they were power hitting like Joshua Mears. Mears had a 5 for 6 with a home run, 3 doubles, and 6 RBIs. Ethan Salas, 4 for 6, had a home run, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and 4 runs in. For Francisco Acuna, it was 2 for 5, a home run, and a double, a RBI, and 2 runs. Marcos Castañon was 2 for 6 with a home run, an RBI, and 2 runs in this game. Well, for Corpus Christi, we go ahead and give you your runs, hits, and errors, and so far 14 runs on 8 hits and no errors. For San Antonio, 13 runs, 23 hits, and 1 error. So in this ball game alone, 27 runs committed in this game, which that right there was a pretty good night. But Corpus Christi wins this one hands down. It is a 4-game losing streak for San Antonio, and gotta say, for tomorrow evening and Sunday, it's going to be determined whether if San Antonio could get a win, because they haven't got a win since the last game that they played in Amarillo, which was Sunday, April 27th, when they took a 4-2 victory against the Sod Poodles. But looking at Tuesday, it was a 6-5 victory, a 8-7 victory, a 8-4 victory. Now tonight, for Corpus Christi, 14-13, and they win it right there, hands down. But anyway, tomorrow evening it will be Game 5 of our 6-game set, and so far going to be pretty good. Well, it has been a rainy evening, and so far we have seen lightning, we've seen a little bit of wind, but tonight was a little bit wet on the ballpark. And yeah, still seeing a little bit of flashes here and there. You know, just a little bit, but anyway, it's not that serious. Well, game time was let me look at the game time and the stats. It was 3 hours and 6 minutes. Our broadcast time was 2 hours and 35 minutes. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, anyway, Game 5 tomorrow evening. Missions back to their home whites as we have Top Gun night, so pretty good on that. Now, even though Tom Cruise was the best in that movie, and if you ever saw Twisters, then you have Glenn Powell, who was the second best in Top Gun, which that is also pretty good as well. Well, for Sunday afternoon baseball, our time is 1:05 p.m. And don't forget, Tuesday night we take on the Frisco Rough Riders to start a leadoff 6 ball game. Wednesday morning we are 11 o'clock, right on the money. So everybody is coming out for severe weather day, because we're going to have that starting Wednesday, May 7th, and we take on the Frisco Rough Riders. And then Thursday, which is my birthday, we're going to have a good time. Well, one more time, our final, Corpus Christi 14, San Antonio 13. And so far, this will conclude our night game here this evening. Well, for all of us, we've had fun, and so far, Mother Nature was not bad at all, but we did see the rain, the lightning, a little bit of wind here at the ballpark, but we are doing A-okay. We didn't lose electricity or anything like that. Now, if the severe weather is worse, well, let me tell you, that would be a different story to tell, now wouldn't it? Well, anyway, for myself and Bob, we thank y'all for tuning in to Texas League Baseball. And for all of us, we'll see y'all tomorrow evening at the ball game. So have a good night and be safe getting home. Yeah, be safe, everybody, as we wrap this one up. And hopefully we will catch you at the ball game. We open up at 6 p.m. and first pitch at 7:05. That's right, Bob. Well, y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all at the game. This has been Texas League Baseball, home of the San Antonio Missions. And now we bring you back to your regularly scheduled programming. Thank you, Bob.